Welcome to She Can and She Will. My name is Mary Ann Brown, also known as the Country Mompreneur, and I'm joined by my co-host, Disa McAllister. We are moms, work-from-home experts, and queens at helping women take control of their lives and prosper in whatever their goals may be. In this show, you will learn from us and other women who kick butt in their lives how to be the best you can be. So sit back and get ready for some fun. And welcome back. We are back in the office at She Can and She Will, because we can, because we do. I always say it different every time. I try to say it the same every time, and yet I don't. So
we're still working it out, yeah. Because we do sometimes, and sometimes we are doing, yeah.
And sometimes we really, really tried,
and sometimes we've done it. Yeah. Very cool.
So we were just talking about it's getting to be spring, getting that spring cleaning done. Are you a big spring cleaner? Like, okay, it's spring, I'm gonna do crazy spring cleaning, or are you nah?
I'm more like a little meh, but we do that in the fall because you've been just everything's closed up for the summer. But in the springtime, I like to kind of clean, like you've got a chance to look at whatever it was you said you were going to do this year, and I let a lot of stuff go. So sometimes I'll purge the house. Yeah.
That's a good idea. I think it would feel different for you. Like for me, as soon as the snow melts and the sun actually comes out, I feel this fresh, everything needs to be cleaned. And I get this sudden burst of energy, clean the whole house and open the windows. But where you're at, you don't have that months and months of feeling like you're in a cave. It sucks.
That's our summertime.
Really? Oh yeah, that's true. You're stuck inside in the AC.
Yeah. So in the fall, when you can open the window and not just feel like you're dying, that's when they're like, oh, we might as well see what's under the bed now. Yeah.
Oh, look at all these dust balls. We've got the 4 puppies, or the 5 puppies, but with the 4, and so much hair. What the heck?
Oh my God.
So much hair.
Have you named them?
I can't even imagine. What's that?
Have you named them yet?
Well, so some of them are being adopted, so I'm trying not to name them because I don't want them to be answering to someone, then get confused if somebody gives them a different name.
Yeah.
But we've got one boy who's got the slightest little white spot on his chest, so we call him Gentleman because it looks like a little tux.
Oh,
and he's the biggest of all of them. He looks like he's got, how the dad's a pug and the pug's got sort of like this muscular sort of body. He's got that kind of little body that he looks like he's going to be tough like that. Mm-hmm. So he's Gentleman. Then we have another one because we got them all collars, and the one collar is black, and we call him Black A. And if you know the TV series Key and Peele, there was an episode where I can't think of the teacher's name, but he was saying all the kids' names wrong. And they were like, hey, Ron. He's like, you mean Aaron? And so there was one kid that he called Black A, but he's like, my name's Blake. So whenever I call him, I'm like, Black A. And then in my little voice, I say, my name's Blake. Like the dog's talking back to me. This is how much I spend too much time alone with dogs, just for an example.
That's so awesome. Oh my gosh.
Oh, too much dog time. So on another note, today we are talking about how to pivot from the office to the home office. You've decided to make that leap and leave the space of work in the 9 to 5 for the man and come and start working in a home office and work for yourself,
which can be so exciting, but it's an adjustment.
There's a lot of things to take into consideration, and I'll kick it off with the first one. That actually, one of the perks is, I get to cut that commute because I lost an hour drive to and from. So you're like, oh yes, I don't have to drive. But you also lose that decompress time. That hour drive was when I would listen to my loud Jennifer Lopez music and just lose the stress of work on my drive home. And you don't realize that right away, that there's actually something you sort of need to, when you walk from your home office into your living room, those few steps, you're not losing that, ugh, that person really annoyed me at work today. You're not having the chance to lose that in those few minutes. So trying to really still maintain that time, go for a walk. I have a little patio area. I like to go sit out back sometimes, just watch the dogs play, anything just to give yourself that decompressed time that you actually sort of need.
I really wish that I had done that when I made the transition, because that time just seems to get eaten up, like we take longer for breakfast, or it just goes away. It's not even productive time.
Work longer.
Yeah. But yeah, if I could put that time into going to the gym, my life would be completely different. I think that's a really good tip.
So true.
Yeah. So the next one, we've talked about this before, but establishing a dedicated workspace is so important just for your mindset, but also, especially if you live with other people, so that they get to respect your space. And that kind of translates into respecting your time at work, right? So getting a space just for work.
And then also in that space, filling it up with all the tools and tech that you need to get the job done. When you're working in an office, I didn't realize how much I relied on the IT guy. Like I would, if anything would go wrong on my computer, my printer jammed. IT guy, like you come home and you're like, oh, my printer jammed. Oh, I gotta call myself. Like there's no one to, call on to come and unjam your printer, and you don't realize how much you actually relied on that IT guy until you no longer have him. So just make sure you have all the tech, all the tools, everything you need.
You also want to set up work hours. So this would be setting up work hours so people can't contact you when you are off, because you might be able to spare a few minutes here and there, but eventually that can translate into some resentment if you're not seeing that come back and you're spending time away from your family. But it's also for you so that you get into the mindset of like, this is my work hours. I'm supposed to be working right now, right? So you don't get up and do the laundry or talk to your neighbor for 3 hours.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that can be a problem. I've made friends with one of my neighbors, and now that's what I want to do, is just go hang out and not work. And also, it's also good to tell the people that you're working with, because when I first started, people would ask, when are you available? Oh, anytime. Yeah, don't say that.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't realize that right off. Just saying anytime didn't go into their head as anytime 9 to 5 normal work hours. They were like, oh, Saturday at 6 here. Can you do this quick? No. Well, you said anytime. So yeah, make sure you clearly state to any oncoming clients what your hours are as well.
Got to protect your time, protect it for yourself and from yourself. Yeah.
And then also protect yourself from common distractions.
What's a common distraction for you?
For me, it's probably A, the dogs, B, the kid, C, the husband.
Those are nice distractions. Mine are like the dishes. I can see the dishes from here. And watering the plants. I tend to do that a lot.
Plants are like, you've overwatered. I have one plant.
They are.
I have one plant. I had a coworker back in the day that everybody had their own little office. You could go down the hall and there was like each person had their own. And she had so many plants in her office and they were so beautiful. I never used to have plants. If I had one, I could barely keep it alive. Now I've got them throughout the house and I actually live. But I remember me going in and she would just spend the afternoons picking off the dead flowers and stuff. She's a little older lady. Aww. And I remember coming in and talking to her about, because she was pulling off some of the leaves that looked like they were okay. She goes, no, once leaves turn yellow, that means the plant's been overwatered. I think she was out and somebody overwatered her plant. And I never knew that. And one of my plants, a couple of leaves are yellow. And I'm like, I think I overwatered my plant. And that makes me sound smart that I know what I'm talking about because she told me that.
Oh my gosh, it does.
Like I overwatered my plant.
Yeah, I have a real hard time keeping plants alive. I used to think like I would see people doing that and I was like, oh my God, how boring. How could you possibly do that? But you're putting all this like love and attention into this thing and watching it grow.
I know. I get excited. I have one in my kitchen that blossoms every so often. And when I see a start, I'm like, yay, I got a new flower.
Showing you love back. Let's go get you a flower. Oh, yeah. So then also plan your lunches, right? So I try to take on too many new habits at one time. And so one of the really good things that I try to do often actually is, while I'm at home, I can make a healthy lunch for lunch. But that means I am getting all the fresh ingredients and making the lunch and cooking it and then cleaning it up afterwards. It's like an hour and a half process, when you add the eat time on top of there. It's ridiculous. Just pack your lunch as if you were going to the office.
I hate making my own lunch. I usually end up just picking at something that was left over from last night's dinner. I'm so bad at it. Like when it comes to lunchtime, I'm usually between calls and I'm like, I'm freaking hungry. So I open the fridge and there's some leftover lasagna from last night.
Nice.
So not healthy. That is the not healthy way to choose. If you would choose to do the not healthy way.
I've actually heard that that's a great habit to get into. Like it's good for your household if you are eating for lunch what you had for dinner than the night before. It I don't know, it functions better as a, I don't know what it is, but it was basically
you're telling me that I did something good.
I'll have to find the right words for it, but it's basically like a healthy habit for your whole household, right? So,
and it keeps like weird science projects from growing in your fridge, so that's good too. Yay! Many, many benefits.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it was a short one for today, but we've got a lot coming up. We're going to be starting to do a couple of 2 or 3 episodes a week instead of just 2. I think we're going to move up to 3 because we've had so many responses of people wanting to share their stories. So that's exciting. So stay tuned for all the fun things to come.
See you soon.
Thank you for listening. For more information, join us at thepmagency.com.